So, welcome back. My name is Devon Carter once again, the creator and writer for the comic book Normal Girl. I'm actually just here because it's been a while since I've actually recorded some content. Reason being, I would love to say that it was just because I was being lazy. But to be honest, I was very, very busy. Getting back to work was a bit of a transition for me. And the hours I was working were not as, let's see, how I want to say, conducive to consistent posting unless I was going to post behind the scenes of my job. So it became this thing where I kind of fell off of the daily, maybe not daily, I want to say every other day, posting something every other day on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like I kind of stopped, just took a little bit of a breather. And just in case, for those of you who were not aware, in the Midwest, it really got hit by a lot of tornadoes this past few weeks, and it was a bit of a hard time. We didn't have power for a period of time. We were, we had to do what we had to do to survive. And one of those things that I didn't feel like really need to be pressed upon was the fact of, posting about the comic book, which I'm still very proud of. Still very excited and happy to have this physical copy in my hand. But something that I mentioned the first time that it actually came in the mail and I shared with you guys the excitement I have for it was just that, as you create your first issue of your comic book, something that I experienced is that you start to look through it. You see certain pages that perhaps the captions or the expressions or the execution that you truly expected did not quite, translate. And the thing was that I remember just these little moments where, as I was writing the script, this isn't like the official one, but as I was writing the script, I shared it with my editor and my wife to just kind of go, hey, does this make sense? Are there any corrections I can make? And it was very important to send copies in the first drafts. And well, technically, I want to say this is probably like the fourth draft of the script to people who I care about their creative opinions and those who I know have a vested interest in my success and just supporters, family members, things of that nature who would look at it and say, hey, I like your artwork, but I like this, but I don't like your artwork. Oh yeah, I love this character, not so much this one. Just having very controversial takes, hot takes about the stuff that I've dedicated my time to doing. And with that being considered, it's just very important that even now, I look at issue one and I go, well, what could I have done better? Just a piece of advice that my cousin gave me. He was just like, now don't start over. Whatever you do not start over. And I'm just like, bet, understood. It didn't stop me from adding additional pages that kind of expanded on or expounded on the things that he said I needed to kind of draw a little bit more attention to, maybe some things I needed to correct. In a lot of those different ways, I did take those notes and immediately apply it. At the time, it was because I think I didn't necessarily have the funds to, or I hadn't quite received the physical yet. So it was just like, well, since it's still in the works and I'm only ordering one, I could just go ahead and add things in and no one would really know, no one would be any the wiser. So it was, I want to say over the 3 weeks that it took for it to get to me, I just spliced in a couple of issues and it was just like, so when I released this digitally, no one would have known, but it was just like, not to start over from scratch because it had already taken such a process. It had already taken so many months and years and stuff like that just to get to the point that I'm at. So it's just like wherever you land on issue one, something I think about is like when it comes to Spider-Man. When it comes to issue one, they've had so many issue ones. Peter Parker has had so many origin stories. Most of them are pretty similar or the same. So many iterations of Spider-Man have changed. His age has been different. This has been different. I was just like, who's to say that in the years to come that this story cannot evolve and reinvent itself, and just become something bigger and better as time goes by. But to continue the journey now so that this first iteration will be the original. This will be the canon, what I'm saying, for the story until a time should change where, perhaps some of the characters are different. Perhaps some of the origins are slightly skewed and the characters are switched and flopped and blah, 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 blah. Those are things that we can definitely consider in the future. But as of right now, I just wanted to post this just to, make sure everybody knows that, yes, we're alive. We have power back. We're not cooking in the dark. We're not sleeping in the heat without fans anymore. It was very fun. It was very interesting because when you think about it, I was sharing it with a friend of mine, with a coworker of mine, where it was just like a lot of the struggles that we've experienced as kids we didn't see them as struggles. We just saw them as bonding opportunities to be with our families. Something I remember as a kid is we didn't have electricity for a period of time. And my memory was we were having a sleepover in our living room by candlelight. And it was the most magical experience ever. But I could only imagine the stress my mother was going through knowing that we did not have electrical power in the house. So when I think about it, being able to spend time with my kids and we're eating breakfast and dinner and there's a thunderstorm outside and everything's just rocking, it was so crazy because when they look at it, they're just like, hey, can we have breakfast in the hallway? It's like, yeah, no, dude, like we could just have breakfast in the kitchen. Like it's just moments like that where I was just like, you know what? Perspective is everything. And as I want to say problematic, as unperfected as the story may be to me, my perspective, there are people who I've shared the story with who enjoy it, and I think that's very interesting because if it was up to me, I would just continue to rework chapter one until it was kingdom come, pretty much. So it's just like, you know, perspective is everything. Making sure that you get the work out there is everything because, you know, you'll have an adverse opinion about your own work forever. You'll be your own worst critic forever. But until you actually take the time to put it out there, it really doesn't matter what you think about it. So with that being said, my mission currently, I'm on page 11 of chapter 2 of issue 2. So it becomes this thing where, yes, I do have a plan on where the story goes. I do know how I want certain characters to develop, and I am very interested in knowing what people think about the story as it is today. So within the next, I want to say, potentially within the next month, I would like to release it. My consideration is doing it through Patreon for like I want to say somewhere between $1 and $5, where every month you'll get a new page of the comic book or just up to date, you know, updates on it. But because I have a full finished first issue, you would get something for your investment as you move forward. But it would just be my way of getting people to give me reviews and to, you know, put money towards the production of the second issue. And in doing so, it's still a passion project for me. It's still something I'm still working on. It's just very important that I took that time away from social media, away from screens, away from cameras, away from editing videos and posting schedules to make sure that I was as, you know, focused as I needed to be in my job to make sure that I was doing my best to take care of my family. Shout out to my wife and my kids for being very supportive in this dream. For my family members who I've shared the comic book with and friends and old co-workers and things, all their opinions and all of their insights is definitely being put to work in the development of the next issues. And I'm very excited to get back into sharing artwork and getting back into sharing character bios and just, you know, really just putting things out there into the internet and just you know, allowing you guys to have your opinions so that I could actually see how, you know, the story is shaping up. And I truly appreciate you guys. But have a blessed one. If I have any more updates, you'll definitely be the first to know. Peace.